Right, so this is the second sample tutorial for the FZ-1. This one's a bit more complex, so if you're new to the sampling on this machine, look at the first tutorial. This is the second one. As you can see, I've already recorded voice 2 and I've called it piano riff. It was sampled at 18 kilohertz. Select sampling, we'll go to the length set. Okay, it was 5,000 milliseconds. So 5,000 milliseconds at 18 kh will get you this. Now, of course, we hit define voice. You'll see that this is the second voice. The first voice is symbol that I did in the first tutorial. This is the second one. And it already kind of has that lo-fi sound, and it doesn't sound too bad. I'm just curious if I put the delay on. Of some looping, because as you know, this has 8 loop points. So we've already defined the voice we want to work with. We've named it, we've recorded it. We don't want to truncate. We're not going to use any of the envelopes. We're going to go to the loop setting. And to change loops, you have to be at this menu, the loop set mode. So we'll go to loop 1 and we're going to just hit display. And there you can see the waveform. Each of those peaks will be the beginning of one of the notes. So as you know, start and end is alternated by using the enter key. So let's go start at the very beginning and we'll end. Let's just say there's a nice peak. Hopefully, I've already explained about the display, so I'm not going to apologize again, but the camera does what it can, but it's better in person, but I'm trying to capture it. So we're looking for zero crossing. Oh, and this is the cool thing. When you use these blue arrow keys, you are zooming in on the waveform. So there, let's just see if that's the beginning of the note. Zoom up. Oh no, we want this to begin the beginning of the note right here. We want to end right there. See the cursor hopefully, now move down. Yeah, it looks like that's the beginning of the note. And as I zoom in, you'll see, yeah, pretty much that's the... All right, so that's our first loop point. Let's listen to see what we've got. So that's our first point. Now we get out of there, hit display. I can change the loop length, what they call loop time. Right now it's at 100. I'm not quite sure what that refers to, but if I change it to 1,000, it'll go round and round. If I change it to 10 or 20, so you get a couple of loops, pretty clean loops though. So now we're going to go on to loop 2. So we'll have to be in this mode. Loop set mode. Loop 2, hit display. Oh, that's right. It doesn't work if you're on the loop time. It has to be on the end points. So there's the display. Hit enter to get the start. Now we can jump around. I'm going to go to this one here. Hopefully you can see that. Start and end on this one. So we'll zoom down. Yeah, you can see I've got right on the middle of the note. Hit enter again. Oh, not quite at the beginning of the note. There's the beginning of the note. And okay, let's zoom in again. Maybe right here, that little zero crossing there. Oh, maybe there. Oh, no, we were right the first time. This is the start point. So up, up. Looks to be pretty smooth. Let's listen. There's a slight click on there. We'll just go in, and maybe that's why, but it's not quite. So start and end. It looks like the start point had the click. Let's speed it up. loops in. I'll keep looping until you guys get fed up, but you can get the idea that right now we are creating a brand new riff. We're going to go to display, and it will actually go back to the resolution you were at. Now, the nice thing is you don't have to loop sequentially. So I can jump back to this note and hit enter and go maybe a little bit longer, so we have a longer chunk. Maybe up to that note right there. You just kind of guess, and then you can zoom in. There's the start there. Zoom in again. Yeah, pretty close. And then up, and then go to the start of the sample. Zoom down. Oh, we're not quite there. It needs to be here. You can see the cursor move, right? Yeah, right there. And then enter again just to go to the end point. Not quite on it. Okay, let's try. Yeah, start not quite very good. Just go back and look again, look for the zero crossings. Hit end, get to the zero crossing. Okay. Display. Let's go back to the other loop point, loop 2. Oh yeah. Hit end, hit start. Oh, we're not quite at the zero crossing. That'll account for the clicks, hopefully. There you go. Let's put the delay on that. So you get the idea. You could, we've already done 3 loops so far. We can go in and maybe just try to loop one note. I don't know if you're still with me, but again, once you hit display, it goes back to the resolution you were at. It's pretty easy to dial in those start and end points. You just zoom in and out using this, and you can find those zero crossing. So this is loop 4, and we're going to see if we can just get this note on the end here. And then end. Just do the one note. See if you can spot that coming up. Okay, we've got look for the zero crossing. You can see it pretty easily. And then start point should be here, maybe here. Down again. Oh, we'll go back to this so it's not end. Okay, let's hear. So there was the single note at the end. We could easily just go up. I'm going to do one more. As I just find this quite addictive. Some people are like, oh, it's so fiddly working with the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, for me, working with gigabytes of samples is equally as fiddly. Sometimes when you have limited memory, it just makes you think a little bit more, get a bit more creative. And as I say, this, I think, will keep you satisfied. There's things like you could assign the filter cutoff to the mod wheel, assign the filter cutoff to the variable resistor pedal, put the LFO. I showed you that, modulating the filter cutoff in the first video. right, that last loop there wasn't perfect, if you're keeping track. Anyway, so hopefully that will give you some ideas. You could do the same thing with percussion sounds or just random samples. I did it with piano because then you can create a riff that you probably wouldn't come up with ordinarily, which is the nice thing about this 8 loop point system is, again, you can zoom in until you can just find those zero crossings. And then hopefully that'll get rid of any of the clicks. Okay, so I'll leave you with this.